website for her using HTML files that she had created and sent over to me. Now, the goal for this website is eventually we will be converting it over to a high level build. But for right now, she just wants to get this up and running as quick as we can. So we're just going to copy and paste the HTML over. I am going to do some work on the homepage to get that to be high level ready. So that way she can easily make edits to the copy and things like that and not have to worry about the coding. All right. So, and if anybody has any questions, um, or has any wants to know anything about their own high level account, please let me know in the comments and we can get you in there. All right, let's get started. So we're going to create a new website. So first we go to sites and then go to websites. We're going to create a new website. She's going to call this Mindfast. All right, and here we go. We're going to create a new page. First is going to be home. Create another page. We're going to call it Angela because that's her About Me page. Just want to take a look and see what else we have here. I think we're going to start with those. And actually, I think I'm going to do Angela first. So first, we're going to come in here. We're going to create from blank. And first thing we're going to do is we're going to grab some code. Let's go here, code. Let's drag this over. Boom. And we're going to open up our code editor. And we're going to open this with okay, so I've got the code here. And we're just going to do a quick copy all, paste that here, and save. We're going to save that. Now I opened it in my, like usually when she sends an HTML file, it's going to want to open in Chrome as a web page itself. But instead I needed to open it inside my code reader. And then we're going to preview the page and let's see what it looks like. Okay, good. So we've got these headings here. Looks like these are linking to different pages. We need to make sure we get these links set up correctly for these. Okay, and we haven't connected a domain just yet, but we're gonna wait on that for a minute. We're gonna come over here and we're going to create from blank. I guess I could have just copied the other one, but that's all right. This is the one that eventually we're going to want to actually set up as a real web page and build it out using the high level pieces inside the page builder. Give me a second to open the code. I got that pasted and we're in here now to take a look. Great. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this page down on a different window so I can actually look at it while we're building this one out. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to create a home 2, and we're just going to start from scratch. Again, if anybody has any questions about their own high level account, please let me know. We can get those answered for you right here. Yeah, just let me know in the chat. Oh, we're not going to use existing. We're just going to do this. All right. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I do have this cool little color match tool. Lets me to pick the color from the page. So I'm going to click on this, and it copies the color code directly into my clipboard. So I can come back in here. I can say, hey, for the page background, what color do you want to use? Well, we want to use custom color. Save that. So now we have this set as our background color. A little bit. These are the brand colors that she sent me. I'm not sure if we're using these brand colors or not. So we're just going to go directly by what is on the page. Okay, first thing we want to do is we're going to set up a single column. This is going to be our header section. So we're going to go ahead and call, I don't want to call this, we want the whole section. Call this the header. Back over here, we are going to add the navigation menu. And this lets you set up your other pages. You can do your logo. So we're going to grab this logo here. Let's see. Where did she send me those logos? Give me a minute, guys. Did she email them to me? Yes, she did. Perfect. So we just need to download this. We'll get this unzipped. And we will click on this button here. We're going to upload some new, actually, let's create a folder for these before we do that. Cancel. These are my best logos. Yeah, keeping things organized is a really big deal, especially when you've been using high level for a while. Um, I recommend putting things in folders as much as you can, just to kind of keep things organized. I know sometimes I like to move fast, and when I do that, then stuff definitely gets unorganized, and it is a pain. Let's see, what do we have? Here's an SVG. I don't think we want the business name if we're actually going to be using the logo. Let's change the size of the logo here. Let's go 250. Let's go 400. Not horrible. And for right now, I just want to make sure I get everything up and in here so that way the client can see it, and then we can go back through and make adjustments later. Now, the next thing I'm looking for is colors. Maybe it's other styles. Here we go. Background color. We want to use that same color, Let's keep everything looking good. Oh, interesting. She also has a book button up here at the top. So we're going to make this into a 2 column. So I'm just going to copy that for now. We'll delete this out of here. We're going to add a button. Okay, if we kind of go back and see, this is what the header looks like that she wanted. We're going to grab that color. Awesome. And those edges were a little bit more rounded. I always like doing a border radius of 25. That's what's going to give it a rounded edge. We just take a look at her original site again. Okay, so hers are a little bit more squared than what we have here. So maybe we're going to drop that, change this to maybe like a 15. Yeah, I think that looks a little bit better. And now we're going to come back in here and we're going to say, I'm just going to call it book because that's what it says. And then we're going to bring this across. Looks good. Save it. Looking at her titles that we have here is got hypnotherapy, Angela, philosophy quiz, and reset. So we can just come in here and create these items. So next is hip therapy. I'm going to get rid of that one. It's going to get rid of that drop down because it's not a collapsible. And we want to call this one Angela. Let's actually spell it right. And it's going to be go to page, Angela. And we don't want to open in a new tab. Usually these headers across the top, we just want to keep them in the same tab. The only time I would want to do that if it's open in a new tab is if they're actually going to be leaving the website. But since we're just navigating to different pages here, I think we should be good. And next is philosophy. We're just going to kind of make it look good for now, and then we will come back in and add these once we get these other pages set. Oops. Quiz. And reset. Okay, so now we kind of got it looking somewhat like what we've got there. And the next thing we want to do is make sure we save this. And because this is the header row, what we're going to do is we're going to save this and make it a global section. And so we can use this across all the pages in the website. Was the fast header. And so if we change it on one page, it'll do the exact same change across the entire website here. That's why I want to save that as a global. Now you also saw the option for universal, and then with universal, you can use it between websites, funnels, and everything else inside of your high level account. I don't want to do that for this right now because I'm just using it for this one website. All right, so now we have a new section, and we're going to make these wide sections. Looks like it's single. We're going to put a quick little paragraph. I'm going to turn off the bold and size for this one. It does have it in uppercase. Go over here and make it left aligned. Next, we'll come in with a headline. And the same thing there. We're going to make this left aligned as well. Now, I'm not sure what font she is using. Let's see if we can discover that. I got a feeling that's not going to. Let's try this. Let's go. Where's the word? Why hasn't it? Let's do a search for the word change. Now, right now, I'm just kind of searching for code to see if I can find what the font was being used for. Looks like it was an H1. And to be honest, I'm not a coder at all, so I'm kind of looking through here just to see if I can see anything. I just from looking here, what I see is that it says there's the text that we're looking for, and it is an H1. So let's see if we can't do H1. Hmm. All right, well, that's not helping me. So we are going to go to my friendly neighborhood chat GPT and let's see what we can do here. Yeah, so first I'm going to take the file, then say, can you tell me what font is used for H1 headings? Perfect. Courant Garamond. Hopefully, that's a font that we can use inside of GoHighLevel. Hey, all right, we're getting somewhere now. Right now, the font weight is a little bold. We're going to take that back. Nope, this looks like it's light. We're going to tell is this. We're going to use that same blue. Get us there. All right. Now, after this, we have a paragraph. For some reason, every time I copy and paste, it wants to do something funky with it. All right. So now looking at the difference between this, you can see that the website is kind of squished versus this is really wide on the screen. So what we're going to do here is because we're going to highlight the entire section. We're going to do it's actually probably a small. Actually, what she sent over here looks like it's even smaller than the smallest that I can do inside of GoHighLevel, but I think that's what we're going to do for now. What is the paragraph? Yeah, if you guys are just joining, we are building out a website inside of GoHighLevel off of some HTML. So I'm using ChatGPT to help me with some of the like reading some of the code on here. But if you guys have any questions about your own high level accounts, please let me know. Just go ahead and put something there in the chat, and I can take a break from this and kind of walk you through exactly what you need to do on your own account. All right, so chat is telling me that the paragraph font is Enter. Oops. Hey, that's where we're at. So we should be good there. These are looking really tiny, so I'm going to see if I can't increase. Let's pop this up to 18. I think we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to pop this up to, let's call it 60. Do this now. Oh, I like the way that looks. Nice and square, fills up the entire space. That makes it easy to read. All right, looking good. All right, so here we are. Time for a new section. I think it's going to be a single column. First, we're going to put a paragraph text. One of these days, I'm going to remember to do a shift when I paste, and then that should hopefully take care of that. We're going to name this section the same thing. Hey, this is the real problem. That's what we're looking at here today. Um, and come over here and left aligned. Now, when we set this up, we did it as a full width. We want to change this to small, so it matches the rest of the site. Okay, we're going to do a new section, single column, because this is what we're building out here. And so first thing we can do is let's come over here, grab our color picker. And now we're going to find this color here. Got that copied. That's good to go. So we're going to say the background color for this one is that. Going to make it a little bit darker. Now inside here, we can add, let's go paragraph. And I wish we could change the default settings for these because I hate 16. I think 20 is a much more readable. Don't want to do that. Hoping to just grab some text here and make it bold. Make that really pop. All right, and let's save it. Yeah, thought they used to have a quote. Did I miss it? What does that look like? Nope, that's not what I thought they had like an option for like a quote or something, but it's definitely not this. So let's take a look and see what else we can find. And what I'm trying to build here is this section here. It's got that cool vertical line that kind of makes this section pop, and the whole thing is in italics. So that's what we're going to do. And I think we're probably just going to have to, let's delete this guy. And we'll come in here, we'll put it as a paragraph inside here. Copy. Come up here and we're going to shift and paste. Hey, we didn't get any of that other funky stuff. All right. We're going to left align this. We do want to italicize it. We're going to make this way bigger. This is a 24. I think we're going to make this extra light. Good. Okay. Now, in order to shift it over a bit, we're going to add some internal padding. Be too much. Be too much. Then what we can do is click on this dude. Well, I wanted to do a partial border, but it looks like I'm only getting the option for a top or bottom. Full. I can't just do a side border. Well, that stinks, doesn't it? Let's see what my options are for this column. In there. Okay, well, right now we're gonna let this go. I could spend an hour trying to figure this part out and see what exactly is going to take to put this line in here. Um, but to be honest, it's not worth time at the moment because yeah, this site is kind of in flux right now. I'm not even sure if the client's going to want to stick with everything. So we're just going to keep moving on and see what we can do. If anybody has any ideas on how to put a vertical line in here, I'd be open to hear it. But yeah, for now, let's just go ahead and keep trucking. So yeah, next thing we have is another one of these. I'm just going to copy that and bring it down to the bottom. Boop. All right, so next we've got this dark section here. And so these we're doing as small. We're going to make this one a medium width. Again, we take our color tool. Headline color is going to make it this for now. I'm making this color white. Increase that font size again. Another paragraph below it. So we can put the quote's name. I'm not sure if this, yeah, we used the headline for this one. I think it's going to be a little too much. Maybe we can sneak it a little bit closer here. Just get rid of this. Let's maybe put that back to 16. Okay. I mean, it's not exact. Let's put a break in here. But I do want to name the section. We'll call this quote one. I like naming sections, especially if you start going back in through your layers, because you just see section, 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 section. What section is this? Oh, see, we didn't name this section, so let's name this one the hero. It gets very difficult to find out where you are on the page if all of these are just named section. So keep that in mind. Naming things is going to be an important thing that we do here. All right. The next piece we have is called What Is It? It's easy enough. Come down here, section name. Is it? Actually, I almost could have copied some of this, but that's all right. We'll just build it again. So first thing we want to do, we're going to make this a small width. Come in here, we're going to add a paragraph. We want it left aligned. And text transform, uppercase the whole thing. Oof. Let's go back to normal with this. Let's space this out. All right, now after this, it looks like there's going to do another section. We want it exactly like this one, so we'll just bring this down. Then it's going to be another this, so we're just going to copy this one and drag this one down as well. And so this is the original. So this is what we're going to be putting in there. Now I have to add that black box in there. That's going to take some doing. But first, let's just go ahead and copy all of this, and we'll text that I needed. We'll fold that. This we will do there. Actually, it looks like this is a little bit bigger. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to make 3 of these. First copy is going to delete the bottom. The middle copy is going to keep the middle. We're going to delete the top and the bottom. Here, we're going to delete. And that way we can come over here and say, hey, we want to make this 24. Yeah, let's make that. Okay, so now we've got this. It repairs, it resets, it returns to itself. That's going to be right after this. So we're going to call that. Okay. Let's drag another paragraph in here. So we want to make the box a little bit bigger around it. We're going to increase the text size. We're going to make it 22. Good. We want this to be italicized, maybe a little thinner. Come down here. We want orange text. We want a black. Something I did notice is that we got quite a bit of a border on the inside of this color. So we're going to add that real quick. Okay, so we highlight the box around it. We come over here to styles, and we're going to increase the interior padding. We're going to keep it. So we'll do 20 and 40, and then we'll come up here and do the same thing with this one. All right, now we're starting to look good. Next section. All right, so here is the site. So I've got to make one of these. So this is going to be a black bordered section. And then inside here, we can do all this as single column. We'll put 3 column in on this and get that going. So we need to add first, it's going to be a single column. Drag, drag, drag. Come on. And again, we want this to be, nope, we want this to be small to match everything else. First, I'm going to put all of the elements in here, and then we'll start messing with the colors. Next is a headline. But we want this to be in the same this yet. Next is another paragraph. On. Well, we're already changing the color. We know it's going to be white. We do want to change the font again to 20. To 20 as well. Hey, everybody, thanks for joining me. And again, if you guys have any questions about GHL, about how to do anything, please let me know in the chat and we can kind of pause what we're doing here and go ahead and cover that. All right, so now we're going to come here. We're going to change this background color to this black. And we do want to give that interior some space. Okay, now next we're going to do 3 boxes. We come down here and now we've got 3 of these guys. Let's grab my color picker again. now that we've got these kind of set up here, I'm actually going to delete these. We're just going to duplicate these columns. I think that looks pretty good. And now I see that these are all uppercase. Something that we should look at is the content alignment. We want the content spacing. Right now it's set to center, so everything is centered. But this one is a little bit taller than these. So what we want to do instead is change it to left aligned. And what that does is kind of centers them to the top of everything. So because this one's a little bit longer, it's going to have a little bit more to it. But this will line up all of our titles and the first line of everything else in there. Okay. And we do by clicking on the column itself, and we're changing the content spacing to left aligned. Now you can space around, space evenly, or space between, and that's just going to kind of change the way everything is being spaced through there. Now, when we switch over to mobile view, it's not a huge deal because it's probably just going to end up stacking. Okay, interesting. So it's a good thing we looked at this. It does stack them, but we didn't put any top or bottom padding. So it bunches them all up into one thing, which makes them look gross. So on this stage, what I think we're going to do is we're going to click on this guy, come back into styles, and yeah, let's give these a 10 up and down. And make sure that we're in the column settings. These. Now, also, I don't like that they're kind of stretched across the entire way, so I want to give them a little bit more of a padding. And just on the mobile. Oof. Oh, I don't like that at all. What we'll do here is we'll come inside this, and for mobile view, we'll give this some extra padding. Looking for. Just makes it look more of a boxy nature. All right. All right, everybody. Well, I think that's about it on this site. If you guys have any questions about that, please, shut me up in the comments. And yeah, if you have any other questions about your Go High Level, you can always reach out to me. Yeah, we've got the link up above. Go to www.ecm16.com/links. If you need to book a one-on-one, we can go over your high level setup and discover exactly where some issues lie and what improvements we can make. Yeah. All right. That is everything I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. And we'll talk to you guys next time. See ya.